Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Iridium and today I have another Terraria video for all of you. In which today I've got a very special thing to do, I guess. It's another challenge video. But this time I'm going to be attempting to beat the entire game using a single weapon. Now this is a very broad challenge and there's a lot I could potentially do for this one. And overall it's just going to be kind of a nightmare to figure out. So I'm going to have to explain you this one off camera I guess. So take it away post-editing Iridium. Thank you, me. The main feature of this playthrough is the fact that only one weapon can be used throughout the entire game. A weapon is an item given a class-specific damage for the most part, save for some exceptions like, for example, the explosive bunnies in the game, which are intended weapons but aren't from a specific class, because they don't have, like, mage damage or whatnot, if that does make sense. So they cannot be used at all. However, multi-purpose items such as explosives are allowed, but I mean explosives like dynamites, not grenades, because grenades have a specific damage, and items like bombs and dynamites don't have a damage registered, which shows their purpose isn't for damage, if that makes sense. Additionally, player-intended traps are allowed, although traps that are only allowed to be used on enemies will not be allowed. So, for example, boulder traps will be allowed, dart traps will be allowed, because, again, intended for the player, and things like lava, because, again, they're not technically a weapon. As the title implies, I am allowed one weapon choice, and once I choose my weapon, it's going to be a completely normal playthrough, so please keep that in mind as you watch. Additionally, aside from all of the weapon restrictions, all accessories, armor, and buffs are permitted for this, so that'll make everything a tiny bit easier, and I will need some of the buffs to make life just a tiny bit simpler for me as well. I will also be allowing the usage of a journey mode character to speed up grinds and such things, just because this series is going to be a nightmare to record otherwise. But the spawn rate has to remain above 1, and I'll be using common decency and sense with it. So you won't see me fighting any bosses with God mode on, don't worry. Alright, I hope that clears everything up, and now it's time to get into it. So as this challenge states, we are only allowed to use one weapon the entire time. Yeah, all the rules have been stated out, so I'm going to comply to the changes already. Yeah, this is going to be a really difficult challenge for sure. So there we go, master mode, the extra accessory slot may come in handy. I'm going to disable the finch right away. And obviously, we need to start looking for basic progression. Pre-hard mode's going to be kind of a weird way about it, honestly, because I have to do the entire thing idealistically without, using a weapon, because we're going to be shooting for a hard mode weapon. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be bizarre to figure out which in the first place. My main goal is going to duplicate some basic journey items, like maybe life crystals, for example. Okay, I found a jungle very, very early on, which is kind of bizarre. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not, because the jungle is kind of difficult to traverse, especially with this kind of mediocre mobility. But at the same time, if I can make it work, then it's going to be absolutely incredible. So, I mean, I guess I should just shoot for some basic mobility items if I can get past the chimeras and such things. Unfortunately, at this stage, some enemies serve as an instant recall. For example, I saw a jungle bat in the surface there. If I get in a bad situation with him, I pretty much have to recall, unfortunately. Just because I have no sophisticated way of dealing with them yet as I am now, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's not the easiest thing to deal with, but I mean, I'll figure it out in the long run. It's just going to take a small bit of time before we can, I guess, get a grip on the game. Ooh, okay, we managed to trap that bat. That was going to cause me some very significant issues very quickly, but luckily we've dealt with that problem and we can continue looting. This is a promising jungle. Although the enemies are most likely going to be a big pain in the long run, and oh, yep, it's getting better. Hey, our first life crystal as well, not bad at all. However, these enemies are starting to cause me significant issues already. And the best thing to do in this case is just run around, I guess. We've also discovered the temple I can see here. Oh god, I'm dead, I think. But, it was a good first trip regardless. I'm just going to see if I can grab that chest before I bite the dust. Oh man, dealing with bats is going to be one of the most significant issues of the early game. But once we honestly start making the good progress, we are going to steamroll this. And yeah, that may sound dumb now because we've barely done anything, but just take my word. The game is going to be easy once I get my hands on a weapon. Pretty much a guaranteed win. It's just the journey of getting there in the first place that's going to cause the issues. Oh, okay, we're about to get as many emeralds as we're ever going to need because we're going to be able to duplicate them after this. It's not diamonds, but I mean emeralds are one of the best, so that's still pretty amazing. And there's also a nice bat here, which I think is letting me trap him. Which is, again, reassuring. It's all about trapping these annoying enemies and praying that the giant worm doesn't come, because a giant worm, there's nothing we can really do apart from loot as much as possible in a matter of seconds and then recall. So that's all there is to it. I've just realised I've now got access to one of the most imperative items in this entire playthrough, lava. Obviously, utilising traps is going to be amazing for me, so we're going to grab ourselves We're going to grab ourselves, sorry, a bunch of different materials like honey and lava, just to provide some nice bonuses for us, and that's the main goal of going back underground, just to find some resources that are going to help us in the long run. Oh, okay guys, we've got our first successful break, because that looks like lava. And as long as I don't screw this up terribly, nope, we're good. We've got the lava, brilliant. We can just duplicate this straight up. I'm not going to be keeping it in my inventory, 1, because I don't trust myself, and 2, because I don't trust myself. But, you know, that's more than enough for the time being. I guess I'm just going to continue exploring, and I just want to let you guys know that this is like 90% of the recording I do. I have to cut about 2.5 hours out of 3 hours of footage, and this is all you're missing. So a lot of people said they want my videos to be a little more unedited, but I'm just telling you for a fact, this is all it is. So I don't really feel the need in putting in any more than there already is, if that makes sense to you guys. Oh my lord, hang on. Oh yes, we've got diamonds. That means a diamond hook is inbound, and obviously anything else diamond related we could ever want. I know that's kind of insignificant, but trust me, diamonds are incredible, and I'm really happy to have that overall. Okay, we're popping in the desert as quickly as possible, and then we're getting out. But let's just see what we can get. The based statue for a start, amazing. That's going to be something I use a lot, especially for maybe even the wall of flesh, because obviously we can duplicate it infinitely with our single one. And from there, it'll give us extra defense, extra damage reduction, and we'll take less damage in really difficult fights, so that's kind of nice. Ooh, okay, band of regeneration from that one, and teleportation potions, which are always nice. I guess we should just keep going on, and there's life crystal number 4 and 5. Well, thank you, game. I appreciate some good RNG every once in a while, but when it rains, it pours, I suppose. Ooh, okay, I have Cthulhu spawner. That's interesting, because the Shield of Cthulhu is really nice. And, yeah, there's actually a lot of options with that, because although it is melee damage, it's technically not a weapon, it's an accessory. So if I were to get the Shield of Cthulhu, I would be able to use it. Okay, life crystal number 6, that's pretty nice. We are making some very quick progress here. And almost enough platinum for infinite, I think. Yeah, look at us, we're doing amazingly. Ooh, I just used a teleportation potion and instantly life crystal. That's quite good luck to say the least. That's pretty awesome actually. I really don't know what to think because this is obviously not the best cave, but... Oh, I retract that statement, there's a lot here. Okay, now it's time for a couple more quality of life upgrades, I guess you could call them. So let's grab our infinite diamonds, and that's about it for now, but... I mean, I will be duplicating platinum in a moment as well, just because we have the 25 bars, which means a full platinum set. And whatever other platinum accessories I guess I could want. Next up, however, I have an even more daunting task. Obviously, looting the underground desert is a really dangerous task. At least normally, but we just really have to pray for some good spawns, keep going down here as much as possible, and just praying for good RNG, I suppose, so we just need to be really cautious. Trapping the smaller ant lions is going to be even more difficult than perhaps even cave bats in this one, but at the same time it is a necessary step. However, here we have our 9th life crystal already, and since we're down here, I'm going to pop this and, well, boom, we have 10 life crystals. So now we're just going to skyrocket straight to, what's it called, wait. Oh, it's 400 HP, my bad. Yeah, 400 HP, and we're going to be a lot stronger with our new items. In the chest, ooh, we got a magic conch, that's amazing. Oh my lord, that means we can instantaneously go to the ocean, which is obviously enough going to be really helpful. But overall, just an amazing item to have, and I'm very happy to have been this fortunate, especially this early on, because I've literally been playing for about half an hour, which is kind of mental regarding our progression. Ooh, okay, that's incredible, Dune Rider boots. These things are honestly, for the early game, better than Hermes boots, which is crazy to comprehend, but just trust me on that one. They are better than Hermes boots, and the Hunter Potion's nice as well. We're just getting some really good loot overall. Oh my lord, we got an Ancient Chisel, let's go. And holy crap, this is going well. I was really not expecting this much progress this early on, but you know, I'll definitely take it, because this is amazing. We pretty much got every item I know as well. Again, really nice, and at this stage I think it's time to start building some basic housing. Okay, I know this isn't optimal in terms of these houses, but this is what I'm sticking with, because I believe if I'm correct, this is suitable housing. I really hate myself, and I know this isn't even the regular design you're supposed to do, but I think this is possibly the worst living conditions anyone can ever receive, so it's perfectly fitting for a Radiant video. As you guys can probably fathom, these living conditions aren't exactly optimal for these guys, but that's okay, just trust me on it, it's okay. And after we find our demolitionist, the next goal after that is going to be finding some obsidian. There's a very good reason why. Okay, now the demolitionists here, we can make a very, very significant upgrade for ourselves, which is the dynamite upgrade. I'm going to be researching both bombs and dynamite, because both of them have their own utilities for sure. And unfortunately, we can't get scarab bombs yet, but that's something I may want to farm for in the future. I really don't know, but there we go, infinite of these. And now it's time to farm up for the respective sticky bombs and, wait, what are they called? The bouncy ones as well, just because, you know, both of them could be useful potentially as well. Okay, I'm very happy to say that before I've even started, a goblin scout has spawned, which is kind of crazy. You can probably fathom easily enough what the main goal is by now. We're going to be getting enough tattered cloths for a goblin battle standard. And that's the fight we're going to be doing next, but first of all, I need to build a mini arena to farm out the tattered cloth. The only issue I've realised is that, regardless of how efficient I am, this is still going to take so long to do. So I'm just going to trash a bunch of random items that I don't need, and start farming for this tattered cloth, because it will get burned instantly by the lava, unfortunately. Okay boys, here's the mosh pit, and here's how it's going to work. So, obviously enough, I'm just going to kind of use this. I need to speed up time for a moment, so let's go back to the beginning here to get them to spawn. There we go. And now the hecticity is going to kind of kick in, I guess, if that's a word. Obviously, we're going to need to spam this with lava, and with the sorcerers, we kind of just need to dodge them, I think. There are things I can do technically, like bombard them with lava buckets, but I think it's fine just kind of sitting here, maybe like hitting them once with a pickaxe, because the main goal is not killing, and using a tool to get them out is absolutely fine in my eyes. Okay, one death for the entire event is not bad, considering I'm not allowed a single weapon, and there we go, look at that. A goblin army has been defeated, which means obviously now we can go look for the Tinkerer, and we can start making even more progress. Okay guys, there are lots of enemies on screen because I times 10'd it, but there is a bound goblin in sight. So I feel like the only real way to deal with this is just spamming lava everywhere really, and hoping that it takes care of most of them without killing the goblin itself. And once we unlock him, we have access to him permanently, because he can always spawn back at base if he dies. So let's literally just focus on talking to him. There we go. And now we're successful. Okay, it's time for the next two, because I don't have to count this time, so there we go. 5 rolling cactuses. Now we've got infinite boulders and infinite rolling cactuses. Which is, you know, a fairly formidable loadout, if I'm being completely honest. Definitely one with high risk, but high reward at the same time. I just need to figure out how to use these properly. Okay guys, Brain of Cthulhu fight is inbound. This is probably going to be, you know, kind of a weird fight, especially in this case, because this is what I'm doing. Again, don't really know how effective this is going to be, but I just dropped a billion cactuses on my head. That was fun. These things are very random, and whoa, that did a lot of damage. Okay. Well, now it's just about knocking them down occasionally, I think. Little and often is definitely the way to go. And mind you, this is in master mode, right? So that did that much damage in master mode alone. So that's absolutely crazy, and wow. Okay, well, we've definitely got enough tissue samples already, but it would be nice to finish the fight on a good note. Okay, well, that's fine. We got a bunch of tissue samples still. The goal really wasn't to win the fight, but, you know, it was really annoying that I killed myself with a rolling cactus of all things. I'll go pick up the loot, and then we'll go straight to the underworld. Okay, so let's see what we're dealing with, and holy crap, we got a lot more than I thought we did. That is amazing for a first turnout, oh my god. So that's enough to duplicate both materials, actually, I think at least, so yes. And yes, way more, so instantly we can make ourselves pretty much anything we could desire, in terms of the crimson tier stuff at least, so that's again really, really cool. Okay, well, here we are, I guess. This is the underworld, and obviously there's going to be a bunch of problems here overall, but as long as we can get an obsidian skin potion, we should be able to progress really quickly, and pretty much get everything we need in a matter of moments. Okay boys, I've just officially finished farming out the obsidian and hellstone. And as well as that, I think I grabbed a hellforge. Yes, I did. Okay. So that's pretty much perfect. I'm going to just sort all of that out, place this down. And obviously enough, we're going to duplicate all of these materials, as I don't want to waste any of it. And now we've got infinite hellstone bars. Attempt 3. on, come on, come on. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Yes! Oh my god, what a finish. Are you serious? Oh my god, that finish. I killed him with a boulder. Oh my god. No, okay, I'm gonna play that one back in slow-mo. I died, but I beat the wall of flesh. Let me just check if they've gone through. Yeah, the ancient spirits of light and dark have been released. And oh my god, what a fight. I actually did that. Oh my god. That is honestly, I know that's not a significant achievement in this day and age, because people do that in, like, runs with nothing but literally the dynamites and wooden platforms. But that's an amazing achievement for me, needless to say. I'm gonna go pick up my loot now. I'm tempted to even do the fight again for multiple treasure bags, as the stuff in those treasure bags can be pretty good. And obviously I'm gonna want any bonuses I can get, so I'll see if I can do the fight again, and I'll meet you guys back momentarily. With all of that said, it's time to fight the hard mode goblin army. Yep, we're going for a shadow flame weapon. But not any shadow flame weapon, we're going for the shadow flame knife in particular. I absolutely adore the weapon, and in my opinion, I believe it to be strong enough to take care of all of the mechanical bosses relatively easily, as long as I'm intelligent with it. But the only issue is going to be taking it down, because obviously the goblin summoners are very tanky, especially in Master with 5,000 health. And I really don't know how I'm going to take that down. I guess it's just experimentation for the time being. Oh my goodness, first try. Yes! Oh, thank God. Okay, it's over. Guys, the first part of the game is officially over. We got the Shadow Flame Knife. And, well, okay. Well, this is the weapon for the rest of the game, apparently. I know it may look weak now, but trust me, it just feels good to be able to do damage to enemies. And there are so many more upgrades we can make to make this game so much easier for ourselves. And yeah, that's an absolutely amazing place to be, in all honesty. I'm very excited to make some hard mode progress. Okay guys, I've just finished some basic early hard mode preparations, such as getting the Adamantite Forge and Mithril Anvil. And now, especially considering the resources I've got, like the 100 Adamantite ore, I think we're in a prime situation to just getting rid of it and getting infinite Adamantite, obviously making ourselves the set, which is probably our best bet for a while at least. And yeah, this set is brilliant actually, so I'm obviously enough going to go with the melee build for the sake of the Shadow Flame Knife. I don't actually know how it's going to do in terms of our like damage, because right now we're at 61, and this is, oh, it actually puts it up comparatively to Molten, that's good to know. But, I mean, I might as well make myself like some tools, because obviously we can't make any other weapons. I just need to be as efficient as possible when farming out, I guess. I also got myself some Souls of Flight and a giant harpy feather off camera, just because the harpy wings are brilliant, and definitely the wings I want to use for like the mechanical bosses, which I'm going to be doing momentarily, as you can see. So I'm kind of nervous about those fights, honestly, because they can amount to some sort of challenge sometimes. But at the same time, as long as I'm not being an idiot, they should be simple enough, and I need to research these too. Okay guys, now you get to see one of the most important things in the entire series. I did lose to the twins, but thanks to the herb bags I got all that time ago, I'm able to get infinite potions, I guess, because I've just been farming worlds for some of these. Other ones I've been crafting using the herb bags, and yeah, it's taken a while for sure, but now I'm happy because we're just going to be so much stronger. With our Shadow Flame Knife, we're going from 63 DPS to 72. We're going to have a lot more defense, a lot more survivability. And now when I fight the twins, we're going to have a significantly better chance at winning this fight. Okay guys, since Retene is the only one left, this fight is really just a DPS chase at this point. So the main goal is just defeating the boss before it defeats us. And this is where the fight does get very intense. That werewolf, however, not very convenient. So that might have actually ruined the run for us, but we shall see. I guess all I can really do now is run for my life, spam as fast as possible, and pray to God that we don't get caught in one of these annoying barrages, because I'm not good at this fight, not in particular anyways. So literally my method is jumping around and trying not to die, which is, you know, not ideal, but it should work if we're lucky enough. Oh my lord, well that was a lot closer than it needed to be because of these annoying enemies that kept spawning. But luckily to say, the twins are actually one of the hardest bosses in this run. Because they're just annoying to deal with, honestly. So, like, out of the mechanical bosses, they're probably the hardest to deal with. Save for the Destroyer, and that's just because I'm bad at that fight. But now I'm going to go straight to Skeletron Prime. Okay, Skeletron Prime is officially on the cusps now. This fight was so much easier than the twins. And I have no idea why, because normally I actually find, like, this more difficult, but at the same time, I really don't know. But regardless, we've got the win at least, so that means we can get the entire Hallowed set, as well as hopefully duplicate some Souls of Fright, which would be the optimal outcome. Fun fact, Dynamites are actually a viable weapon for this fight, because the amount of segments he has. So that's definitely a potential option, but at the same time, I think I will just stick with the Shadow Flame Knife, as it's way more consistent. I can stay away from the boss actively, and I can also take out the probes, which is something I couldn't do whether I wanted to or not with Dynamites. And there we go, the boss is on the cusp, and boom, the jungle grows restless. That means it's almost time to fight Plantera, as there are literally no upgrades I could want. And in that regard, I think I'm going to go straight for Moonlord, like from here. Pretty much no progress, maybe apart from Duke Fishron for some good wings, but that's literally all I desire from this. Oh my lord, yes, we did it! Okay, that was actually a very difficult fight in the long run, because, you know, that took me like 5 tries. But Plantera has officially fallen now, and I might as well open this for the sake of doing so. Let's see. We got nothing spectacular, but the Spore Sack's pretty good. We can't use the grenade launcher at all, unfortunately, despite its buff. And yeah, not bad at all. Okay, Golem time! Oh well, that's a fortunate spawning spot, but yeah, overall this fight is going to be quite difficult, I feel, but at the same time, as long as we can take care of the hands as quickly as possible, we should be okay before it kind of overwhelms us, I guess. And there we go, brilliant. I'm nowhere near as ecstatic as beating that as I would be if I was fighting Plantera, just because that fight's kind of simplistic. We can also research greater healing potions now, which is kind of nice, and that'll give us infinite healing capabilities. Oh, additionally, I forgot to research both the prismatic lacewings and the truffle worms. Boom. So now I'm just going to grab 999 of these. We probably won't need that many in all honesty. I'm just going to cancel out my buffs, place them again, and we should be able to do this fight with relative ease. The thing that makes this battle very easy that a lot of people don't realise is the monotonous, very clockwork and linear combat pattern, I guess, because he does the same, like, 2 sets of attacks again and again and again, then moves on to the second phase and does a slightly adjusted variant of those 2 attacks, but they're, on a fundamental standpoint, very, very similar. And the last phase is kind of different, but at the same time shares similarities and is very, very easy. Okay, guys, he's about to enter the final phase now, which is a very simple attack pattern of 1-, 2-, 3-. And we're just going to repeat this until the boss dies. There's barely even any point in showing it, but at the same time, I just kind of want to demonstrate how simplistic this fight truly is. Despite me taking a stupid hit there, it is all good. Well, this was easy, okay. Well, I'm glad to know that we can do this fight as always, and it's simplistic as always. Well, for the most part, at least. It does get a tiny bit erratic during the end. But, we did it regardless. And now I'm going to get 2 more treasure bags and meet you guys back once I have them. With all of this done, however, I think it's time to do the Empress of Light. This is a fight I'm relatively confident on. And obviously enough, I have the infinite prismatic lacewings just in my inventory here. So I'll grab these, we can place one down, and we can give this fight a go. And it's really good fun. Oh my lord, I nearly died at the end. Oh my god, that was ridiculous. I hate that fight. And that took literally about 32 minutes. Oh my god. Well, we have the Sorin Insignia now, so we can get rid of the rocket boots now. You know, ideal time to get rid of them, I know, but I mean, it's time for the cultist, I guess. After I get the reforge, of course. Okay guys, this fight was a tiny bit more successful than the previous one. The other guy I got to like, I don't know, 500 HP I think. He's still being annoying, but I think he's on the cusp of death now, so let's see. Yep, there we go, we did it. Okay. Celestial creatures are invading. I guess I should just take out all of these very quickly. And then after that, we can just, you know, get into it. To be honest, for this playthrough, I might honestly skip out on showing you guys the pillars. Just because, one, it's going to take maybe even half an hour to do, which would be very annoying, because this thing is just so weak. And two, I really just want to do Moonlord attempts, because this is just a matter of time now, and I really want to get this video out at a reasonable date, if that does make any sense. So, I'm just going to skip out all the pillars in my world, and get into some Moonlord battles. Okay guys, I found something incredibly fun and very fair out. So I spent about 40 minutes recording of this final fight, which I managed to win. 40 minutes of fighting the Moonlord, and my recording crashed. So, yay, we've got to do it again now. Woo, this is still a... I'm so annoyed. This is still a no, this is a pre-Moonlord, like, loadout entirely. So I'm just going to have to do the entire fight all over again. It's going to be very good fun, and I'm so happy. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, that took way too long to do. And that was actually much easier the second time around. Believe it or not, the fight is very easy once you get the hang of it, because it's just kind of going up and down continuously. And we even got the piece of Boon Squid, which is kind of cool, although it doesn't want to show up, which is fine. Another treasure bag yields us the last prism, kind of cool. Obviously I'm not going to use it because, you know, we're not allowed, but I guess that means the challenge is now complete. I'm sorry if I'm not in the best of moods. That took another about 35 minutes because I just did basic things to make it slightly easier. For example, reforges, and that sped up the fight minorly. But with all of that said, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out, guys.